Hello programmers, welcome to a video for the Boardwalk game, and this video is on creating our variables for our project. So in order to make variables, we want to go to the variables tab, which is near the bottom here, the orange one, and click make a variable. For all of these variables, we need to have for all sprites checked. The first one we're going to make is dice roll, then turn number, square number, and points. If you ever misspell a variable and you want to fix it, you can go back and right click or two-finger click on your mouse pad there and select it by right clicking, choose rename. Points. And for now, we can uncheck all of these because we don't need them visible out here on the stage. All right, so pause the video wherever needed at any point so you can catch up. But there are our 4 variables we're going to use in this game. We need a couple of events. What to happen from the beginning when the green flag is clicked, and what to happen when the sprite is clicked, when they click on the dice. The first thing we want to happen is at the beginning of the game, it's turn 0. They've clicked the green flag. They haven't begun playing yet. But when they click on the dice, we're going to say only when it's turn 1. So if the turn number is equal to 0, it's the first turn, they haven't rolled the dice yet. If the turn is equal to 0, then it's going to set the dice roll to be a random number from 1 to 3. That's our operator. And every time they click the dice, it will roll the dice. Okay? So I can actually test that right now by going back and checking the dice roll box, and it will be visible. And every time I click it, you can see it changing from a random number between 1 and 3. But we only want them to be able to roll the dice once. So we're going to do that by, once they click on the dice and roll it and it picks a random number, the turn number is going to no longer be 0, it's going to be 1. That'll make it so this condition is no longer true. It's not turn number 0 anymore. They've rolled the dice. Okay, now, once they've rolled the dice, we need to update our player's position, and we're going to do that with a message. We can go into events and choose this broadcast, and we're going to broadcast a message called player 1 move. And you can go into here and click new message by selecting the drop down. And this is just like a little text message to send all of our sprites that something has happened and that player 1 has moved. So I'll pause here. That's the code for the dice sprite. Pause here if you need to catch up with the dice. Okay? Now, moving on to our player sprite. I'm on the ball, which is our player example for this project right now. And we need an event called player 1 move. When player 1 move, the message is received, we want to check what numbers were rolled. So we're going to say 3 different conditions, 1 for each number, if dice roll was 1, 2, or 3. And we're going to compare. If dice roll is equal to 1, then we're going to change their square number to be number 1. We can duplicate this code by right-clicking on it or two-finger click and just update the parameter. The parameter is the value for the dice roll with the variable. If dice roll is equal to 2, change square number to be square number 2. Go ahead and try the last one on your own. Pause it if you would like to. Okay, hope you had a good go at that, and this should look like this. If dice roll was 3, if the random number that was generated between 1 and 3 when they clicked the dice was 3, then we'll duplicate this. Their square number is 3. Okay, now that doesn't actually move the player. I'm going to go ahead and click save. It doesn't actually move the player. The player needs to be moved the first time this way, and then after that, it's always based on their questions. So this is the end of this video for setting up our variables for the dice and for the player. In the next video, we're going to set up the algorithm for making our player move to each of the tiles. Okay, hope you had a good go at that one.